Sam Mitchell-Healing. I want to ask you a question. Would he get a game at any other club?
Now, all 17 other clubs.
He would get a game. I think he's a champion of this club, but the fact that he's pace in and around the footy, I think that's why he's still such a good player, because they're such a good team. I think in any other team, his pace would be a concern.
Duck, no. I disagree strongly.
Advantage!
Rough head, cut off. Gee, Duck, that's no curse, just conceding the boundary throwing.
Oh, I've been watching him closely tonight. Now that's deliberate.
Yep, so free kick, I think, Proust, is it?
Yep.
So shot on goal, perhaps, here. Let's have a look. Michael's under pressure. Oh, yep.
Didn't disguise that one real well.
And then Bruce, well, to Lewis.
Don't get me wrong, I love Sam Mitchell. I think he's an absolute champion. But I think if you're in a lesser team, a team that's not winning, you're expected to put pressure on. And he doesn't put any real pressure on because he doesn't have the speed to do it.
I reckon 17 AFL coaches would jump on the phone right now and say, we'll take it.
Hey, Doug, I know nothing about Twitter, but I could hear an explosion. I think it has happened right now. Lewis kicks his second, and Hawthorn march on. They've got 7.
Yeah, for a Sunday ride, going to visit some friends. I was turning left into his driveway when a car collected me from behind. Having the lifestyle that we have with children, it all just sort of went through my mind, but life was over. Craig was very down to earth. He didn't beat around the bush. He was direct. He sort of used terms and phrases that sort of the everyday person would understand rather than sort of legal jargon. And he put me onto some people and gave me some options for a career change, and it made the future look brighter.
Say it again, Doug.
Look, I'll say it again. This guy's a champion, but in a lesser team that isn't winning, you put him in a team down. You put him in this Carlton.
He wouldn't get a game in another team.
Put him in this Carlton team, and they would say he doesn't put enough pressure on it in and around the foot.
Are you just purposely lobbing grenades at the moment?
No,
How provocative you are.
I love the guy. I think he's been a champion player, but I've watched him even tonight, and he does not put any pressure on. He gets the ball himself and does wonderful things with it. But if you're expected, Boomer Harvey's been under pressure for not doing those types of things. At North Melbourne recently, played as a sub.
I think he's aware it's Carlton.
Well, guys, before the game, Plucker Duck was running around the boundary line here tonight. I just thought he might have swapped positions with you then, Plucker.
And Duck the shovel. As the ball goes towards the other side, there's going to be a free kick. It's going to show makers out there.
Good that we've all backed you up, Duck.
That's one sort of pronouncement we want to distance ourselves from. Here's Spanger. Actually, he did a grand final encore, not Spanger, but Mitchell last week in the first 20 minutes against Sydney. Duck, he was everywhere. Little man.
No one said he can't hit the ball.
Drifts out of it again. You are Wayne Carey, I'm taking you on. Look, I apologise to everybody. It's not a level playing field. As the ball goes down towards half forward, almost a clever mark to Krebs, feeds it out to Buckley. Buckley fumbles over the football. Bruised, clever if you don't mind. Paddles it towards the boundary with the help of his feet. Gibson comes around. Oh, well done by Tutt. O'Rourke just outside the 50. Long down towards full forward.
Rioli set himself, McAvoy involved, and a boundary throw-in. So he's been marking overhead. The small forwards do that these days, don't they? The small forwards, they can all mark overhead.
Yeah, and he's doing it so well. He just looks stronger. His body looks harder. He looks fitter. Whatever work they're doing on him is working because he's in brilliant form still.
He's played 15 games counting tonight this year, Liggy. Only 12 last year and only 15 the year before, so there's a continuity in his footy. I mean, the hamstrings are right, everything's working. Lake, Jones over the top, Curnow, Tutt, Burl wide. Holman, who was reported in the opening term, with Burgoyne. Burgoyne just shoved him out of the way and gives it to Hill.
How dismissive was that? Hill inside the forward 50. Taking a swing at it. Doherty missed. Roughead behind. Look away hand pass. Gunston gets his third.
There are loads of little things you can do. You don't have to jump into a whole reno. You can do things a little bit at a time, a little bit here and there, and it's amazing what can make a difference.
60-watt coach light, only $19.90. 5-shelf storage unit, $78. Tabletop gas heater, $99. 4-litre British Paint Clean and Protect, $56.90. 20-kilo rapid set concrete, just $7.
You can always afford to do more when you shop at Bunnings. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Just a little learning thing for Sam Rowe here. If you go there and leave Jared Ruffhead, you have to influence that. You have to make contact with the footy and spoil it out of bounds. Otherwise, it gets over the back. Easy goal to Hawthorn. Just in Sam Rowe's development as a key defender. Every time he goes, you need to influence the play.
So he crips out of the centre. Jones just couldn't quite from leg. Gets to Johnson, and the guy gets a chance because Menzel didn't play, misses the goal. So still no goal for Carlton. Remember, they didn't score in the last quarter. There you go, Richo.
Yeah, there's Pluckaduck. He just ducked up in the commentary box. But he's actually here for the Carlton. Got a 90s theme tonight, and he was massive in the 90s, Pluckaduck.
Richo, I take it you don't agree with Lane?
No, I don't. I normally do. Sorry, I think he'd get a game with a few clubs. I know sort of where you were going with it, Doug.
Richo, don't wink it. Here's Litherland. Don't give him a centimetre. Litherland wide. Good mark, Schoenmakers. He's on Duck's list and Lingy's list, Schoenmakers of the 7. Hill, that's arrogant. Does he get away with it? Kerno, well done. Really well done. Worked him off. That's a win for the Blues.
Casbolt. Kerno, short one. Murphy. 12 possessions in the opening term. And number 200 shows a lot up to Mitchell. He got there. Cripps a second chance though. Holman, Johnson, and now White comes across the ground. With a good bounce. Doherty staying off him his leg. Doherty goes down the line, and that's poor disposal. Clears Everett. It's 2-on-1. They let the one through. Birchall uncharacteristically ran over the football. Everett goes long towards the square, getting back. The speed's to Hartung, and he knocks it across the line.
Just have a look at Brad Hill here taking on Ed Kerno. Great chase by Ed Kerno. Just bouncy. Oh no, I was going to say, was he tackled while he was bouncing and holding the footy, but he bounced it just before, almost threw it out in front of himself and thought I'll run onto it. But great chase by Ed Kerno.
Hartung, poor kick, well done by Lewis. Murphy, they're the two guys that have had so much of it. Bruce doing the defensive work. What a great forward line. We talk a lot about just what these guys can do, Bruce and Gunston, all of them. Dennis talked about Ruffhead a moment ago, just the versatility on the up. Sloppy here, the Hawks, though. Smith, Suckling, Gibson, Litherland. Let's see what he's like with ball in hand under pressure. He's good. Gets it to Bruce.
Still under pressure then, Bruce, but not one of them panicked. Always knew they had somebody to release it to, back their skill, back their strength. They get to now start again. They don't concede, and then they're looking up the corridor.
Well, Peter McCain bounced and got it. Now they're away. Spanger on the other side has a bounce. Runs it down towards half forward. Rioli is storming back. He goes in that direction and finds it. Rioli, too much speed for a good player in Simpson right there. Burnt him off the mark, and now comes across the front of goal. And Hartung is marked about 20 metres out. A little too fancy if you don't mind. Back to Ruffhead. Seniority counts. Ruffhead will kick it goal.
Well, that was only Cyril's third possession, and it was a beautiful kick by Spanger into space. Just let Cyril run onto it. But only third possession, but it seems you call him so much more because he just does so much more other than get possessions.
Jared Ruffhead then. 5 goals last week. Puts it through for his second.
This week with My Footy Rewards, you could win a free month of AFL Live Pass or NRL Digital Pass, plus a truckload of other prizes all season. That truck's like your acting career, Brownie. Going in reverse.
Where'd that come from?
Get more bang for your buck with Macca's $1.50 on apple pie.
So they've had a 4.7% already tonight, the Hawks. This is the live ladder.
Percentage is huge. That chase for the top 2 and the home qualifying final, potential home prelim final. The Hawks have got to keep going. They can now have a massive win, and they need to do it to that top 2 on the ladder.
So Mitchell gets a high one. There's a couple of knocks tonight. Mitchell, one in the broadcast box and that one there. Not sure which one's going to hurt him the most.
I said he was an absolute champion.
One of the Goes fast.
But his speed gets, well, his lack of speed gets covered up in this wonderful team.
Jamison got a play on it. McAvoy eventually got it out though. Hawthorn got it from Lewis. Comes across to Smith. Sharp angle. Hits the post.
Not unlike a bloke, mind you, that played in the 1995 Premiership for Carlton in Greg Williams, who had a little bit of lack of speed, but kicked 5 in that grand final to win the North.
So there you're saying all the other teams wouldn't have played Greg Williams as well, Doug. Mitchell and Williams.
Cover the list tonight.
Do you boys know how to add a bit of fuel to a fire, don't you?
You started this fire deliberately. There goes Bell down the line.
Thanks, David.
Cripps.
Stay out, 1 minute out. No.
He's a left half back. Wow, very one-sided scoreline. 53 points the margin. Carlton yet to bid a goal. Cripps down the line. Cruiser taken under it by Spanger. Johnson slaps it wide. Oakhurst was there. Bearing down was Gibson. Boundary throwing.
So what do we think, boys? I mean, 1995 revisited a great team. John Barker, with a lot to think about. This has been a really ordinary effort by Carlton so far, hasn't it?
It has. They have been very, very bad so far. And Johnny Barker, the challenge for him now is just tactically to try and stem the flow, tactically to try and work their way, not back into the game, but back on a bit of competitive, even type kit. So pressure on Barker, but these players, they've just got to be better than this. Hawthorn and Breen are the best team in the competition. And in AFL football, there shouldn't be such a massive gap between the best and those teams nearing the bottom of the ladder. They should be better, Carlton.
To Murphy. So Hale gets it against Simpson. There's a bit of David and Goliath there, wasn't it? And Hale, Suckling, just bullets into the pocket. Set a task for Gunston. Getting back Curnow. Wrapped up by Smith. Releases Holman, Jamison, White, Tui. Good kick, Tui. He had to get it the angle and he did pretty well. Spanger works it back to Lake and then Lake to Birchall. And then Birchall happy to run it over the line in a boundary throw on. Richo, you've got a closer view than us. Are you surprised at Carlton's ineptness so far?
Well, just the way they played tonight, they're going short and sideways. It just plays into this Hawthorn team. They've had nearly all of their scores from intercepts tonight, Hawthorn, and they're so well set up behind the footy. You just got to try and move the ball forward quicker against this team, or it's just going to intercept all night.
Henderson did well, sent it long. It's going to be a free kick, I think, to Everett down there against Birchall.
And that's what Richo was talking about there. Gibson was able to get back and across, but just made Birchall panic a little bit there. It's for a block, not allowing Everett to run at the footy.
Just took his eyes off it a little bit there, and you can see probably a good decision by the umpire, I think, at the end.
Well, he didn't have time to set up defensively because they moved the ball on quicker, and that's the only chance you're going to have against Hawthorn.
Well, it was a real good pick up by the umpire, I think, because that certainly was the intention behind the pack. That 2-on-1. Keep praising them. It was the umpire should be high-fiving. In comes Everett. Kicks. Can't tell me. He's got it. Barely.